Alright everyone, you all thought Stasis was broken when it was introduced in Beyond Light. Well, you were wrong, and today I'm going to show you why. It's more broken than it ever has been, and this build is going to set you down the path of no return. So if you want more Stasis abilities than you know what to do with, you're in the right place. Subscribe if you're new, help us hit 4 likes today, and let's get into it. We've been covering the new Elemental Well mods here recently, and I'm convinced everyone will be sleeping on them until the next Day 1 raid race. This build combines a lot of these mods, as well as stasis aspects and fragments to give us a super fast stasis super cooldown time in under 45 seconds, the likes of which I haven't seen since the week 1 Shadebinder and the 16 second super before it got nerfed. The stasis subclass is renowned for having slower cooldowns all around compared to its light counterparts, but this might just turn the tables. This works particularly well with the Revenant and Behemoths due to their current abilities. We're sticking with the Revenant though, as it's super easy to do. Let's start up with the aspects and fragments. We've got Shatter Dive and Winter Shroud as the base setup along with the Glacial grenade. Whisper of Shards will give us a boost to grenade regen speed when shattering stasis crystals, with the Whisper of Bonds granting super energy when defeating frozen targets. I found this combination works best to help make the most out of all the mods we are using. The Glacial grenade is key because it's the only stasis grenade that will allow you to consistently take advantage of the Elemental Ordnance mod, whereby defeating enemies with a grenade will spawn an Elemental Well. This will be a stasis well, so it'll give you an instant recharge to all of your abilities, reducing the cooldowns massively. Not only that, but Font of Wisdom will grant you a significant boost to your super regen when collecting a well, with this boost lasting for 30 seconds. The key is to get your grenade back in at least 30 seconds to keep that boost going, and there's no better exotic to help aid this than Frost is. The rapid cooldown perk will boost all cooldowns while sprinting, and when combined with the Whisper of Shards, you can get it back in a matter of seconds the majority of the time. Collecting an Elemental Well will also make us charge with light by using the Elemental Charge mod, and you want to use the Energy Converter mod with this, so that after we've used our super you can chuck a grenade to get a chunk of your super energy returned. Elemental Light will also drop an Elemental Well from final blows during your super too, and it's important to collect these to keep the cycle going as soon as your super ends. The final mod here though is from the seasonal artifact, and it is absolutely god tier as far as stasis mods go. Glacial Inheritance is a class item mod, and it's rather expensive to use, but the fact that it grants super energy when defeating targets with your stasis super is definitely worth it. You need to get at least a handful of kills with your super, and when the super ends, you'll get a huge chunk of your super back instantly. It's like Shards of Galanor before they got nerfed, but in stasis form. Now, if you set up the rest of the build right, and as long as you're charged with light, as soon as you've cast your super, simply throw a grenade to get a smaller chunk of your super back from Energy Converter before the Glacial Inheritance kicks in. All being well, you'll have between 50 to 70% of your super back already. Now all you need to do is to defeat frozen targets using your Withering Blade melee, as well as the Glacial grenade to trigger Whisper of Bronze super regen, on top of the Font of Wisdom Elemental Well buff to your intellect. Pair this with any fresh perk weapon and you'll finish off the final part of your super in no time, ready for you to rinse and repeat. This build works particularly well in the battlegrounds and refresh strikes like Devil's Lair, as the density of enemies within them offer you the greatest opportunity to get the most out of all the mods and buffs involved. It's arguably the best mod introduced in the seasonal artifact since Beyond Light, and you definitely need to pick it up. There's a good number of general mods like Bomber and Impact Induction that can have a good effect on ability cooldowns too if you have the mod space on your armour, but generally you'll need near maxed out masterworked armour to do this. You can easily use this style of build with the Behemoth Titan due to the Glacial Grenade and Cryoclasm synergy, but Shadebinders would be slightly more difficult, but not impossible. This mod can really start to give stasis a place in endgame activities like Nightfall Ordeals, where light subclasses still dominate. But having access to rapid back-to-back supers to slow and destroy large waves of enemies can't be underestimated. I hope you enjoyed this quick stasis build guide. If you did, then a like below would be greatly appreciated. Let's hit the goal of 4 likes for this one, and also please subscribe here if you're new. We're super close to my goal of 500,000 subs here on the channel, so let's get a little bit closer. That's it for this one though, so on that, and as always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.